Hey, Louis, what type of a difference does it make when you get that level of defense?
Yeah, that was what a great defensive game we played. From Conforto's throw to the plays that JD made, to the plays that Jimenez is making. I'm glad that JD is just making that quick transition from left field, playing at third base. The last couple of days, making some plays for us there. That play he made to his backhand and throwing one knee. That was an outstanding play. Behind Rick, a guy that's going to induce a lot of contact. That was a big key tonight.
With JD in particular, we obviously know about Jimenez's defensive prowess and Guillorme and Hamilton, but with JD in particular, what stands out to you about how he's been able to handle that transition to third base so quickly and his level of improvement in your mind from where he was a year ago at that spot?
Well, he worked them both before reporting to camp. Obviously, just to be ready if something happened. The last couple of days, some of the events, with the guys being sidelined now. We got the call to play third. So him and Gary DiSorcina have been, working closely, doing some early work, doing some different stuff to make sure that he's doing the infield footwork and everything. This kid is a natural infielder. There's nothing that it's new for him, but to go to the outfield and then bounce back, you definitely gotta come in and get some reps to remind those muscles, how to move and how to react when the ball's at the bat. And he looked really good tonight. Some grounders that he had to create bigger hops to his glove side, and then that play to his backhand. That requires a lot of discipline just in a couple of days to regroup and come from the outfield and make the plays he made in the third base.
And what did Rick do particularly well tonight?
Kept the ball down very well. He mixed so well, induced a lot of contact, kept a good pitch count. The changeup, he's been working on this changeup with Hef, and I saw a lot of good ones today. To those lefties in the lineup that he was facing. Good cutter slider thing that he was throwing. He also mixed it well. Sinker was, or two-seamer sinker. He was really coming back. He was able to throw a front door to the lefties. He was pitching into righties. I mean, this guy pitching east-west and mixing his secondary pitches did an outstanding job. I mean, what a great performance during his 150th win, I think it was for his career. So, congrats to Rick on that.
Hey, Louis, after Rick had a rough time in his first two starts, what could this do for his confidence going forward, just to put one together like this?
And this guy he doesn't back down. This guy's a fierce competitor. He wants the ball. He wants to stay out there. He wants to keep going. His demeanor, his thirst for competition. It's what keeps him out there and makes him go after guys the way he does. He was attacking batters. He was moving feet. He was mixing pitches. He was changing sequences, throughout the lineup, and going through that Nationals lineup 3 times like he did tonight, and earning just one earned run. That describes him well right there. A lot of contacts, no walks. I mean, we didn't have a walk tonight, so that was huge from the 2 guys that went on the mound tonight. So I'm glad that Rick set the tone for that, and that was just excellent performance.
Thank you.
Hey, Louis, you talked about the defense behind Rick, and obviously you only had so many lineup choices tonight with injured guys, things like that. But just knowing how much contact he does induce going forward, is it something in the back of your mind where, when push comes to shove, maybe you try to put out a better defensive lineup behind him than you would care about necessarily behind other pitchers?
Well, we always balance it. We know who's a better defender where, and we always balance the lineup and know where we're putting the guys. I don't want to say that particularly we're going to lean that way all the time, but we're always looking to have, according to the lineup, they have heavy lefty lineup or heavy righty that we know where they're going to pull it more to the left side. We'll probably do something like that. But Rick is going to induce contact, and we knew that coming in today. But like you said, we were short of guys, and having Billy here that can play center, and then Nemo can play left field. We have I'm going to say with Billy, we can count him as a natural outfielder because of his speed, even though he was an infielder throughout the minors. But three natural outfielders. We had all natural infielders in there, and behind him. So, he had the full defense, we can call it that way, behind him, and that's why they made the plays. We're not necessarily going to lean that way all the time, but we know that there's going to be a lot of balls put in play with when Rick is pitching.
And also, did he try and get himself back out there for the 8th, or was he pretty much good at that point?
It was good. He wanted to come in. He had a few pitches. I mean, for us to come out, and I mean, Rick wants to face. He wants to finish the game. He wants to keep going. I mean, he's that tough competitor. But we knowing that we have a fresh bullpen, knowing that we have a day off tomorrow. Like I said, a lot of guys help us for this fresh bullpen that we had coming into today's game. The Kilome outing, what Hughes did the other day, and Familia going back to back, help guys like Lugo, Wilson, even Diaz that could have gone back to back. To do what to probably come in and get outs in those 2 innings that we had left. So Lugo had 7 pitches, I think it was, in the first inning or 6, and then he was able to come right back out and get the save. So that's why we made the decision. We talked with him, and it was just a great performance. 7 innings, 82 pitches, no walks, inducing a lot of contact, getting out, some strikeouts. So he passed the ball to Lugo.
Hey, Louis, how big in particular was that play, Conforto throwing Soto out at third? And how nice is it, Jimenez, how difficult is it as a shortstop to get back and be there to make that kind of tag?
That was a game changer play. It seemed like a short first to third, with Soto running, and the ball hit towards the line of right field, where Conforto had to come around and get behind the ball to get something behind the throw. A good throw by Conforto. And then on the back end of the play, Hemi keeping the glove on Soto as he's sliding on the bag. I don't know, might have come out, or I haven't seen the replay yet exactly if the throw bit him there or he just came out of the bag, but that's what he seemed. But Hemi keeping the glove there, that was a key play to end that as well. So that was a game changer. And then J.D., I think in the same inning, ended up making that play to his glove side, right? Kind of like Conforto saying that he was overshadowing him out there on the field.
Hey, Louis, in Porcello's numbers tonight, he faced 15 of the 25 batters he faced. He disposed of in 3 pitches or less. How important was that for him tonight to give you the length and the pitch count that you needed?
Yeah, when you're throwing like that, what you're just saying, the 3 pitches or less, inducing contact. I mean, typically the defense, they're going to be on their toes, and they know the ball's going to be put in play quickly. In 3 pitches into the at bat, the ball's going to be in play, and those guys are going to be on their toes the whole time. And you're going to get the reaction of the hitters. And we talked the other day about the walks and even relievers coming into games and walking leadoff batters, and how much it can affect the game and help things just to build up. And that's one of the things that made it key for guys to play behind him as well. I mean, guys got ready to come. They prepare to come and play. They prepared to go into the game and defend their positions. But once Rick is setting the tone with his rhythm and inducing contact, guys are going to be on their toes to make those kind of plays.
Hey, Louis, just wanted, Dom, coming to the ballpark, having a good idea now that he's probably going to play every day. You think he's more relaxed, and that's going to help him here going forward?
Dom is always Dom. He's always like that. Shore himself. I mean, he took a 3-0 swing right there. He felt really good about it. After Doolittle, pitches weren't that close, the first 3 balls that he threw, and then he swung at it. He feels good. Dom has got confidence. That's why he's been able to embrace the role. And if that role ends, and then all of a sudden he's playing every day, the transition is gonna be easy. So, he's always right there. It's not more or less. He's always in a good mood, always just ready, working, doing his pregame routine and the stuff that he needs to do, to be ready for the game, wherever he's at, whether starting, whether, coming off the bench. He's gonna be seeing more playing time now, but he really hasn't changed his demeanor. He's the same guy.
For Guillorme to get just 3 at-bats in the first dozen games and then come through with a go-ahead hit tonight, how hard is it for a guy to do that?
Huge. Him and I have had different conversations the last couple of days about how much he's learned in the role coming off the bench. Last few years, playing National League games, and middle of the game he gets ready, pinch hit probability, something happening, a double switch. we don't. It's not the case in this season, but he still has that routine. So every day he gets ready as he's going to come in the game and do something. So he stayed, locked in to come in whenever he's going to get the chance. And he got a chance today, and next thing you know, he's driving the first run of the game. So the second run of the game for us, sorry. And you got to give credit to this guy just for not seeing so much action like you're describing, and just staying ready, being ready. Our hitting coaches on site, Tom Slater and Ryan Ellis, they're staying locked in with those guys as well. So when they get the chance, they describe the pitchers and they do everything they need to do in the cage to keep these guys ready.
JD, on that defensive play in the fourth, what's the tougher part of it, the stop or the throw?
I would probably say the stop. It was coming off a lefty bat. It was kind of spinning away from me, that little slice that it has. But once I had it, just got comfortable, took it up to a knee, and just flipped it over to Pete.
We know that you're naturally an infielder, but still to have prepped and spent most of the time so far in the outfield, what is the difficulty just making that transition back to third base?
Me and D-Star have been really working on my setup. We scratched last year's. I think you remember it. It was kind of staggered, but now it's more of a tennis player returning it. That way my feet are set and they're ready to go. That was the big thing, is being on time. So as an outfielder coming into an infielder, obviously coming in 200 feet closer, it's going to be, the balls are going to be hit harder. The game is a little bit faster. So that's the big thing that me and D-Star have been working with, to slow the game down and slow those baseballs, especially those hard hit ground balls, to get my feet moving and be under me. So,
hey, JD, it seemed like this was one of those games where you kind of had a little bit of everything that you needed. You had the defense, you had the pitching, you had the offense. You really haven't been able to put those factors together in a game very often this season. What does it feel like from the player's perspective when all areas kind of do click like that?
No, it's great. It was a great team win today. Ricky pitched awesome. We played great defense behind him. We got, I don't know what the update on Max is, but we did a good job grinding him out first inning. I think he got close to 30 pitches. But we just passed the baton. We grinded out at bats. I know we only scored 3 or 4 runs or whatever it was, but I think we had a lot of barrels in this game. We had a lot of good at bats. Really, Dom probably had the biggest hit tonight, just to get that extra run. So we did a good job in this kind of game. It's a good step forward as a team to put everything together. And just kind of hit on all cylinders, and hopefully we can get this thing snowballing, get some rest on the day off, and get ready for the next day.
Thank you.
Hey, JD, when Rick gets in that rhythm and he's getting a lot of early contact in at-bats, what's it like to be out there when the inning's going by in like 4 minutes? Yeah,
no, we love it, just for the sake that, we know that the ball is going to be put in play, and so it's easy for us to stay engaged. These at-bats aren't going to go to, a 3-2 count, 3-1, or a 0-2 to a 3-2 or something, like where the batter can flip the count or anything like that. Rick was pounding the strike zone, getting early contact. So for us, it was easier us to stay engaged and to, play solid defense behind him, because he was getting that weak contact, and it was easier plays for us.
And then, as a guy with a pretty good arm yourself, how would you grade Conforto's throw to third there from right field?
It was a pretty good throw. I like that. That was a good throw.
Hey, JD, kind of a spin-off off of Tim's question. Rick had struggled in his first 2 starts. So as a teammate, what's it like to see him come out and dominate like that?
No, it was great. It was a good feeling. I think it was his 150th win tonight. So obviously we congratulated him. But I think, just the first 2 games, he just wanted to do so well. I think his bar was set so high. I think he settled in this game. I think he got that early run, but from there on, he just kind of took off. He got into a groove. He found all his pitches and he was executing them. So I think it was a great for him. I think it was a great, just looking forward, and again, just take it into his next start.
Hey, JT, as you guys finally head into an off day, your first of the season, how would you rate where the team is at this point?
Well, I would tell you the boys are a little tired. I think in the last 7 or 8 games, or 7 or 8 days, we've on all getaway days, we've been getting in around 4:30 at night, and guys are been, it's part of it. It's no excuse for it. We got to find ways to win, but this off day it's much needed. I know a lot of guys are a little banged up, not necessarily, injured, but just playing 13 straight days in a row and having lack of sleep here and there is it's definitely grinding, and it's definitely not only a physical toll, but a mental toll. So, but this off day is going to be much needed.
JD, how do you build some consistency? How do you guys play Friday like you played tonight in terms of being sharp defensively and getting the hits you needed and getting the pitching performance?
Yeah. Hitting wise, last couple of games we've been getting barrels. We've had good ABs, but we haven't been getting those big hits. It's going to come. It happened last year. We go on our little spurts where we don't get those big hits. We put up double digits the other day, or I don't know, last week on some team we were getting those big. And so I think, we just got to take it with a grain of salt and just move forward, learn from this win, learn from our losses, do our homework on past pitchers. We faced some new pitchers, this year on these same teams in these divisions. So we just need to take a break, exhale on this off day and, get going, get the body and the mind right. And I think we'll be all right.
Hey, JD, I know sometimes you think that offensively a team can kind of slump together, get hot together. Do you think that good defense is contagious also?
I think it's a big thing, part of it. I think it helps us as, not only as we're playing defense, but it helps us stay in the game, and it helps us get back into the dugout and continue our rhythm, or continue that, snowball of getting guys up to the plate. And the more times we can get the opposing team out on the field and keep them out on the field, then more times than not, we're going to win that game. So we, as a team, we take good pride in grinding out at bats. And so to have this kind of game where we constantly put stress on the pitcher to have them keep coming out every, 2-3 minutes, it could be strenuous. So, Rick did a great job tonight. We played great defense. And again, it's a great team win.
Hey, Rick, to that end, first of all, what does 150 wins mean to you?
Yeah, it's a huge honor for me. To win one ball game in the big leagues is not easy. To be able to be fortunate enough to get the opportunities year after year and be able to accumulate 150 wins it's a huge honor. Couldn't have done it without everyone that I've played with over the course of my career, and especially the job the guys did tonight, defensively, offensively. That big hit that Dom had to spread the lead out. Everything that went on tonight was awesome. It was a great win for us, and for me personally, it was a special one.
What were you able to do tonight so effectively?
Just command the ball better. Found some pitches that been working on, been struggling with a little bit, especially the first start. Just had a lot more control of the game, and we made some unbelievable defensive plays. The throw that Conforto made to third base was, in my mind, a momentum changer to cut that guy off, keep a runner at first, give us an out. They were starting to build something there, and that throw really, really quieted them. So unbelievable team effort all the way around, and didn't walk anybody today, and was able to get the ball over the plate and force them to hit it, and our guys made the plays. You're
obviously a guy that at your core is a pitch to contact pitcher. When you have a defense play the way that it did tonight, is that something that consciously comes into your mind as the game's going on and makes you even more comfortable just trying to get those balls put in play?
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a momentum there when you're getting some ground balls, guys are making great plays, and things are working. You kind of keep that pace going. You force them to put it in play, and they hit a lot of balls on the ground today from what I remember, and we made all the plays. And it's a great feeling. And when you're getting those results, you kind of get into that rhythm of why change. Let's keep forcing contact. If we're getting contact on the ground and they're not hitting it too hard, then let's keep going with that. And that's what we did. And the guys were unbelievable behind us, and great positioning as well.
Thanks.
Hey, Rick, congrats on 150. I'm going to assume with all the ground balls that that's probably the best two-seamer you've had thus far, but was it also the best changeup you've had too?
Yeah, for sure. Both of those were definitely, command-wise, I think life laid action on them. Those were up to this point, 3 starts, those were the best combination of those 2 pitches I've had so far.
And also, maybe even subconsciously, the first 2 starts, were you trying to do too much or trying to get outside of yourself a little bit, just, being new here and that?
First start, absolutely. Second start, no, I felt great. I still, it is what it is now, but I felt like I was in control of that ball game, and we let it slip through our fingers. But the first start definitely was amped up. Even with nobody in the stands, the adrenaline was going, and I was trying to do way too much out there. So today, finally found that middle ground, was able to settle in and execute pitches and do what I need to do to help us win games.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, kind of like Ed's last question to you. You had said that it's, been a lifetime goal of yours to start for the Mets after a couple of rough ones. Do you feel sort of a weight off your shoulders after this one?
No, because we've got, what do we got, 50, 51, however many games we are in, and we haven't done anything. So I don't feel any weight lifted on my shoulders until we accomplish our goal, and that's winning, a championship this year. I mean, that's why we're all here. This season more than ever, it's the emphasis on winning and seeing what we can do as a team is the most important, because playing 60 games, I mean, guys aren't looking at their own stat lines. Nobody's going to accumulate the numbers that you would normally accumulate over the course of a season. So those kinds of things that maybe motivate guys or drive guys is like, it's just hard to really, focus on that because it's a shortened season. So in my mind, the most important thing is what we can do as a team and winning. And so I don't necessarily feel like a weight is lifted on my shoulders. I feel really great that I'm throwing the ball a lot better and throwing the ball much more the way I want to. And to me, when I'm throwing the ball like that, I feel like I'm going to give us a chance to win every time out. And that's the most important thing. And that's what I'm continuing to be motivated by, and will continue to focus on going forward.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, was there just more of a determination factor on your end after the way that you had started the season and just wanting to quickly turn things around?
Probably less of a determination factor and a little bit more of just relax and play the game and stop trying to do too much. That's, my Achilles heel my entire career, my entire life, is being overly competitive and not getting into that mind frame of, relaxed intensity or relaxed focus, which that's usually the range that I perform my best at. So it was kind of, it's been one of the hardest things for me because I played multiple sports growing up, and, basketball, football, it's just turn it on. If you're not getting to where you want to go, then go harder. And baseball, it's the exact opposite. So it's always been a battle for me. And I think after my first start today was just relax, calm down, stop putting such a huge emphasis on every pitch and pitch my game and let the guys behind me do their jobs. And, it was much better tonight.
Rick, congratulations. When you think about 150 wins, 10th active pitcher to do so, I'm not trying to be too reflective here, but do you ever think back to 2007, towing the rubber for Seton Hall Prep and realizing that you could win that many ball games in 12 years as a pro in the majors?
Well, first, Bruce, it's awesome to have you ask that question since I think the last high school game I pitched, you were there for. So that's pretty cool. But no, at that time, I never really thought I'd be in this position. You're a high school kid. You're just living life. And, I always kind of felt like if I was fortunate enough to even pitch in the big leagues, and that would be the coolest thing ever. So now got a little bit of dirt on my spikes and racked up some wins. And it's just it's an incredible feeling. I mean, I love the game so much, and the guys that I've competed against over the years and the teams that I've played on, it's a huge personal accomplishment for me, but at the same time, I think it speaks to how many good ball clubs I was on and just how much I love the game of baseball to push through and be able to pitch as long as I have.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, Luis mentioned the changeup grip you've been working on with Hefner. Can you tell us about what has gone into that and how big of a role it played tonight for you?
Yeah, it was huge. It was a big pitch against a couple guys tonight, and it's really been something that we've been working on all spring. And, you know, the first spring training we had, I felt really good with it and then kind of lost it a little bit. And honestly, that pitch I feel like was one of the biggest reasons why I struggled so much my first outing. I couldn't execute that pitch. So today, to be able to come out, throw some good ones, get some punch outs, get some you know, pop-ups, and get some of the results that I'm looking for on it was really encouraging. And you know, that's attributed to the help that I've gotten from Hef and Jeremy Accardo and everybody on the pitching side, just giving me little pointers, things that they see. It's really helped me get it back on track.
Thank you.